Except for if you're in a fraternity, then.
And then it's super fucking gay. I do not watch a lot of junk television. I love Jersey Shore, and I love The Real Housewives of Atlanta and The Real Housewives of New Jersey. I don't like any of the other ones.
Well, I made my first cocktail today, so that was
like cocktail ever,
thanks to you.
Or just bougie cocktail like a martini.
First cocktail ever. So that you in a way you popped my cocktail, Jerry.
I'm so honored. What are we making next? Next thing you know, Amir's gonna be out. These whole rooms gonna be changed into a bar.
I'm not gonna lie.
Like, he's gonna be like,
I totally judged you, dude. I was like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm so serious. I totally judged you. I even told you, I'm like, who do you think I am? A fucking mixologist? Like, I just said you want beer or wine, girl.
Joke's on you. I changed your life. You're going to be like Coyote Ugly in here, like flipping bottles around and like dancing across the countertop.
Yo, next time you come over, I'm going to be in a robe with like slippers. Like
a cigar like Hugh Hefner.
Gold chain.
You've seen Coyote Ugly, right?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
So tomorrow is the first day of spring. It's the spring equinox or equinox. So
tomorrow on the calendar for everyone is the spring equinox?
Yeah. The planet equinox is like when the planet lines up, the rays of the sun line up.
I know that part. I just didn't realize tomorrow is the actual day of the spring equinox.
Okay.
I have a biology degree.
That's not biology, Lauren. Clearly you don't have a biology degree. That's called astronomy.
I'm like, would I have learned this in my biology class?
This is biology, duh.
It's science.
It's like astronomy. The Earth and sun. Sun is human biology.
I took it in astronomy class. I took astronomy in high school. Mm-hmm. But that was a long time ago.
Okay.
Anyways.
I believe you.
You know, this is pretty good for...
You're the bougiest guest I've ever had.
You're welcome.
Yeah, no. Thank you for the bougie
lessons. I even
lessons.
wore my red lipstick for this.
Nice.
And also because like I don't leave the house very often, so it was a reason to get dressed up.
She texted me. She's like, I'm like, what do you like to drink? She's like, dirty martinis. I'm like, whoa, hold up. No one said anything about cocktails.
Like, okay, let me back it up. An Aperol spritz or a gin and tonic.
She's like, actually, need a wine.
Red wine is okay.
She's like, fine, I'll settle for wine.
And if not, water. And then hopefully Jesus will show up, and then we'll definitely have wine at some point.
I think I made you feel bad for it, but then I'm like, martinis sound good.
I almost brought a bottle of wine with me, but I forgot to grab it on my way out the door.
You just didn't want to be that like.
No, I'm like, I'm gonna tell him that I was gonna bring it to make me sound like a better guest than I really am. No, this is great. So, cocktails. That's like one of my quarantine hobbies that I was getting into, kind of in the
that's right.
peak of being alone last year.
Yeah.
And I was just like learning how to make bougie cocktails, and I would just make one or maybe two, because getting drunk by yourself to me is not a fun time, because then
unless you get experimental,
resist the urge of calling my ex-boyfriend kind of thing. Like, it's just not fun being drunk by yourself. And then trying to go to work the next day hungover. My job and hangovers is not a good mix. So I would make one or two cocktails. I'd sit out on my back stoop, because I only had like steps and like concrete. I didn't have a porch or anything. I would sit on my back stoop, and I would just sip my martini or whatever cocktail it was that I made. And yeah, so I found this chick on TikTok, and I don't remember her name right off the top of my head. It's like She's Spirited or Spirited LA. That's what it is. Spirited LA. She is the cutest little person ever. She's very retro vibey with like dark hair, pale skin, and red lips like me.
Ooh.
She's got these cute little 1950s outfits that she's always wearing. She's like a rep for liquor, I'm pretty sure. And so she's always making these amazing cocktails. Nice. And her biggest thing is anytime there's citrus, her tagline is, it has to be fresh. So she'll like pull out like this lemon juicer, and she'll just like do this thing with the lemon juicer. She's like, it has to be fresh. Every time she makes it, it's amazing. But she makes a classic dirty martini, and you have to stir it 50 to 75 times. And you should stir it with a thermometer using crushed ice, because the coldest part of the ice is on the inside. And then you stir it 50 to 75 times until it's a certain temperature. I'm not at that point of cocktail making yet that I have a thermometer and remember the temperature my martini should be at.
Wow.
But that's it. And then if it's citrus, you can shake it. If it's not citrus, then the cocktail has to be stirred. And that's all of the cocktails, not just martinis. And I was like, oh my God, I feel so fancy. So for Christmas this year, obviously Santa brought me nice cocktail stuff because I'm a bougie ass bitch.
So how many cocktails have you made so far with your new?
With my new set that I got at Christmas?
Yeah.
Honestly, not that many.
Oh.
Because like the bars have been kind of back open again. And I'm like, I'm getting out of the house. Bye. I'm going to have another bitch make my martini for me. Here, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Level up. Level up. It's a fun topic because politically, my parents are not conservative. My dad is a Republican, but he's not like he is an old school Republican. He's not a Trumpican. Let's just get that out. My dad hates Donald Trump. My mom gets more and more liberal every day as like the hour passes, which is fine. I'm not mad about it. My mother is
I'm also not very joyous about it.
Well, my mother is very conservative in like all other things. Like this shirt is entirely too low cut. Like it should have been up to here for me to leave the house. Like
Still.
I mean, she doesn't really say anything anymore now that I'm a grown ass woman who pays her own bills. But like up until probably through college, she was making comments about how my bathing suits don't cover enough of my behind, things like that. And I don't even wear skanky bathing suits.
Up until the end of college.
Oh yeah, my mom be like, that could cover a little bit more, Lauren.
I would say I think that sounds normal. That's like most parents, though.
It's usually the dad that's like, you need to put clothes on.
No.
And it's my mom. I remember this one time. My mom was like, you need to cover your chest, Lauren. And my dad's like, Chris, she doesn't have much to show off. Thanks, Dad. Thanks for your support. At least you guys know I'm never going to work for Hooters or be a stripper. I mean, we'll settle for comedy instead.
No, not if your dad's part of the hiring panel.
He better not be. My dad came to our first show that I ever did that we did it back to one. Back to one, yeah. And that's the only show my dad has come to of mine.
Did he have a good time?
Oh, he had a great time.
Yeah.
He had a great time.
Nice.
But that's and he thinks it's hilarious that I do comedy. I think my parents are both like, where the hell did you pick this hobby? Yeah. My hobby is random hobbies. Like I took sailing when I lived in Charleston. I'm taking tennis. I do comedy. I was doing calligraphy classes at one point. It's like,
yo, how much has comedy changed your life?
It's, you know what? I was just saying this to somebody literally yesterday after the show Wednesday night. I was like, I have made friends with people that I never would have crossed paths with had it not been for comedy. Like I grew up in Cary, North Carolina, which is just this tiny little circle of white people. That's what it is. And comedy has exposed me to people from every background that you can imagine. And that has enriched my life in so many ways.
Yeah. That's
just exposing me to different cultures and different ideas and different people. It's amazing.
I didn't know there was racism within olives.
I use the Spanish olives that I buy in bulk at Costco. They look just like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're just like the Spanish olives. Some people are super bougie and use the blue cheese stuffed ones. I am not a blue cheese person, so it's so because like that's very common, especially in fancy steakhouses. They'll shove a blue olive. I'm sorry, not a blue olive, a blue cheese olive in there.
Shove a blue olive down your throat.
I like have to make sure I request not to have them shove a blue olive down my throat. So
it's so gross, like stale. It's got like fungus all over.
Oh, I really want to get into making mocktails. For like either times that I am like, I want something other than a glass of water or a LaCroix, but I don't want booze, or sobriety is becoming, I feel like the older you get, the more people you know who are sober for various reasons, whether it be personal choice, bad mistakes, family history, things like that. And like, I've had a couple of people come over and I'm like, oh, can I get you a drink? And they're like, oh no, I don't drink. And I'm like, so can I get you a glass of water? That's all I have to offer you other than a glass of wine or a cocktail or beer, because it's either water or wine.
Water or alcohol. That's it.
Take
That's
your
all.
pick.
That's your choice, dude.
So
Get drunk or get the fuck out.
Exactly. Either you're hydrated or you're not hydrated.
Dehydrated.
So-
Dehydrated is the term, biologist.
Yes, I know.
No, I'm just
I can get into the science of breaking the seal.
Ooh. What?
Do you know? Are you familiar with the term breaking the seal?
Mm-mm. That's like a
That's
weird.
a weird American thing.
Yeah. Well,
I would
maybe.
love to dive into this like cultural weird American things that you've noticed, because you've been in the United States what, like 4 years now?
5 years
Almost,
now.
okay.
Yeah, 5 years.
Just the difference between the United States and Canada and the United States and you grew up in Dubai, right?
Yeah. Well, Dubai and Iran.
In Iran.
Yeah.
How old were you when you left Iran?
So I was born in Dubai. This is interesting. Like
Damn,
I like telling my story sometimes to the people who were like, I thought they knew my story. No, I'm just kidding.
I knew it was those two.
I thought they were part of my crew, man. Are we done? Are we good?
I
Okay.
thought you were born in Iran and moved to Dubai and then moved to
No.
Canada.
So I was born in Dubai, and then I maybe when I was around 8, we immigrated to Canada. My parents are Persian, so Iranian.
Okay.
Persian is the ethnicity. But it's like in America, it's more known as Persian because
Okay.
it used to be called Persia. Iran used to be Persia.
Okay.
So people here still, I guess, refer to it as Persian because it's like the people, right? It's not the like Iranian is the nationality, Persian is the ethnicity.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
We've had this conversation and I still don't know what you mean.
No.
but-
So let's say like you're American, that's your nationality, right?
Yes.
And you're white, that's your ethnicity.
Okay.
Okay, so like
Okay,
Persian is
okay,
an
yes.
ethnicity.
Got it. I'm with you. Like,
I
I'm,
had to be like, you see?
I'm filling out the bubbles on the Scantron of are you black, white, Hispanic?
You're
Well,
gonna need to help me to speak white girl, Melissa. I feel like yeah, with the white. You're white, right? She's like, yeah. You're American, yeah.
Well, I thought you were gonna be like, you're Irish, and like, what does your 23andMe say? And
I meet a lot of like Hispanic guys, and I'm like, I wonder if he's Middle Eastern. It's like, no, bro, I'm not Middle Eastern, dude.
there's a
Get away from me, dude.
a gentleman that I work with. He is from Mexico, but he's fairly fair complected for someone who's Hispanic. People think he's Italian.
Or have you met the Mexican dudes that have like red hair, red eyebrows? You're like, is that guy Scottish? You're like, no, dude. I didn't realize this was gonna get me drunk.
Because you have snacks in your.
Now I'm
cocktail.
wasted. Thanks to fucking Lauren.
Do you remember how you didn't know what cunnilingus was?
Yeah,
You
I didn't.
teach him?
Yes.
So
Did you teach him?
I
No.
how-
she didn't teach
So
me the
I
action
showed
of
him-
cunnilingus.
I showed him this.
That's a wild porno there, dude.
There's a foot coming up right now for those of you that can't see. I kind of feel uncomfortable.
We were at a writing session or something like that, and somebody said cunnilingus, right?
Yeah, and I was like, I
and
don't know
he's
what
like,
that means.
He's like, ha ha ha, and we're like, you know what that means, right? He's like, no. We're like, do you know what fellatio means? Did you know? What
Yeah, I know
fellatio means?
fellatio. Yeah.
And so we had to explain to him. I thought he was joking because it's a bunch of comics in a room.
I
was
looked at
like-
the type of guy that knows what
And
cunnilingus
he's like,
means.
and I was like, have you ever gone down on a girl before?
Just because I don't know the word for it.
Do you know
doesn't
what
mean-
eating pussy is? Because that's what it is.
I know what
and he's
this-
like, I didn't know that there was a special word for this. I think I said, you know what? I think what I said was something about being a talented cunnilinguist.
Ooh,
I think that was it.
yeah.
And I love saying that because it throws people off. They're like,
Cunnilingus.
it
Did you make that word up?
No, you guys, this is crazy how I learned the word cunnilinguist. My high school Latin teacher said that word in a lecture in school. We were talking about ancient Rome and the brothels of ancient Rome. And he was saying if you were a talented cunnilinguist, you could make a lot of money. And we were all like, oh my God, if you eat pussy well, bitches will fucking pay you.
Cheers.
Cheers to that.
Right? And so like I think a talented cunnilinguist, that's like such a cool word. It's such a cool word. And so I'm always like, part of my boyfriend application is, are you a talented cunnilinguist? And what is your debt status? And can you do my Botox?
She inspired me to make a cocktail.
I'm glad that's what you said. I thought it was going somewhere else.
Oh my God. I don't want to know where you thought it was going.
Make a cock. Tail.
My recipe is written on a piece of paper that used to be on my fridge, but is now in a box that I haven't unpacked in my new house that I've lived in for over a month now. So I'm going to Google it. But I don't have any service here. So why don't you just make your own goddamn martini?
That's not what happened.
But that's what went through my head.
She's like, okay, so the fact
like,
that she asked me to make
I've been
a
drinking
martini,
wine lately.
I'm like, okay, well, she probably has her own magic touch, magic recipe, because if someone asks for like a bougie drink, they probably have their own style of bougie drink. I'm like, hey, why don't you make me one? See what you're. She's like, okay, what's the recipe? And I'm like,
I know the ingredients, I just don't know the ratio.
I thought you have your own magic touch to making a fucking martini since you requested one. She's like, no, I don't know what I'm doing.
My mom thinks like profanity is unnecessary. And I try really hard not to put too much profanity when I'm on stage, just because I've had other people say like, some people might not book you if you cuss too much. So I'm like,
Fuck that.
I can be funny without
Fuck
being
that.
without saying too much. Like, I think if you use them in the right way, it's cool. But like, I warned my mom. I said, I'm going to be talking about Spider-Man, which is what I called this guy. He got bit by a spider and lost 2 fingers. Have I not told you this before? He got bit by a spider. I had a huge crush on him, and I was kind of sad that it didn't work out. But he's probably not going to watch this.
Who is this guy?
He lives in Raleigh. I'm not going to tell you his name.
Okay.
I call him Spider-Man.
How long ago was this?
It was, well, I guess not last summer, because last summer was a pandemic. Summer 2019.
Okay.
He was just kind of a late night booty call. We met at a concert. I went to a concert with one of my friends, and we met up with him because it was my friend's friend, this guy, and we go to this concert. And like the 3 of us are just like having fun. Like, I'm not really paying much attention to him. And the next thing you know, he's like inching closer to me, and then he has his arm around me, and then we're dancing, and then we're kissing, and then we're back at my house taking each other's clothes off and whatever. But he has 3 fingers on his one hand because
oh my God.
He got bit by a brown recluse spider, and actually it was on his right hand. He lost his middle and ring finger and had to have surgery. He was in the ICU for a couple weeks, and he has scars like from here on this side of his hand all the way down, up and around, like up to his almost to his armpit from like surgeries and debridements because of like all of the crazy shit that happened from the spiders. And it's on his dominant hand. Anyway, so
how old was he when
it
that
happened? It happened. Okay, this was almost 2 years ago that I met him. And I think it was like a year or 2 before that, and he's my age, so he was probably like 27 years old, 28.
Fuck.
Yeah, mid to late 20s.
Yeah.
It's, you don't notice it immediately until like you're looking at his hand. Like, he could shake your hand and you wouldn't notice. But if you're like talking to him and he like had his hands up, you would, I mean, it's obvious.
Oh my God.
Anyways, really great guy. I rehabbed him to be with another woman, basically, is what happened. That's what I'm telling myself. That's like part of the joke. Anyways, the joke
that was a transitional part of his life.
The whole joke is that like I like to be spanked and
by Spider-Man.
By anybody.
Oh, okay.
That's like something that I enjoy in the bedroom, and I think it's hilarious when I have bruises on my behind that are in the shape of hands, and I'll send pictures of them to my friends. That is true. I do that.
Nice.
And the whole joke is about how I try to get this guy that I refer to as Spider-Man to spank me, but he wouldn't do it because he can't give me the proper open-handed spank, because it's like this. And
like
so
an alien
stage,
mark.
yeah, on stage at Goodnights, I was like, had my ass to the crowd, like, and did a Spider-Man spank on my butt. And for some reason, I didn't get voted to the next round.
What the fuck?
It's okay. I really need to work on that joke. The ending was weak, and it was the second time. I did it here at your house last summer.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Yeah. That was the first time I done it, and then I did it at Goodnights, and then I haven't done it again because I just haven't figured out the right ending.
Yeah.
I feel like that could be...
How many times have you done the joke?
Twice. were able to talk about it and it not be weird. But anyways,
When I was okay with touching him.
which was 3 hours later.
We need to go to your house immediately
we're
so I can see
standing-
a pathology report.
Can you go ahead and log into your
Please.
MyChart account?
No, call
so
your
I can
doctor
see
right
this?
now. I need to talk to your
Have
doctor
him fax.
immediately.
The number is 919. No. No, so we were standing there. I remember we were at Neptune's. We were at Neptune's and his friend standing across the bar and he's like, yeah, and like did that. And I was like, oh my God. But it's all good. I mean, whatever. Anyways, yeah, he didn't remember my name the next morning. It was awkward.
Oh, shit.
It's all good. I hope he's very happy now. He's
Yeah.
a wonderful
Yeah.
guy.
Is that what? I forgot what that was.
Wait, which one did you just do? 10. That's 10.
That's 10. 10. Okay, sorry. So I thought that was 5 or 10. I was like, which one's 5? Oh, that's 1. Oh, that's 5.
Baby
Okay.
shark do 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 do. Baby shark do 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 do. Baby shark do 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 do.
Baby shark. Baby. Oh,
No,
we're not-
then it's Mama after that.
fine.
You know
For
the
the most
song
part.
Watermelon Sugar from Harry Styles?
Hell no.
Oh my God.
I swear to God, I don't.
Leslie, do you
I
know?
do, I
Okay.
do, unfortunately.
Watermelon Sugar, hi. Okay, so we were listening
You
to
know
that.
this song?
Of course she does. You would know it if you heard it.
Human.
He would know it if he heard it, right?
She's 12.
We'll play it later.
He doesn't listen to it.
Okay.
He literally doesn't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Well, the song is
Thank
like
you for. No, he has no clue. Absolutely nothing.
the song is like
Thank you for testifying.
watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar high, whatever. He sings it like 6 times in a row. So I'm with Victoria's little kids and I was building a Lego helicopter with the 5-year-old, almost 5-year-old. He's not 5 yet. Don't let me wish the years away on her. And the song came on and I'm singing and I'm like, watermelon sugar high, like we're building this thing. And he looks at me and goes, it's water in your sugar. And he corrected my singing and I was like, oh, it is? Because like I'm not going to tell him he's wrong, right? And then like it comes back around to the chorus and I keep singing watermelon sugar because that's what it is. And then he looks up at me with his like these, it is watermelon sugar. I know it is. Trust me, I
Watermelon
love
sugar.
Harry Styles. I know this whole album. If you want to go to bat on it. Me and this almost 5-year-old fighting over a Lego airplane about Harry Styles.
Remember when Harry Styles was like One Direction?
No, actually, I don't.
Oh my gosh.
Because I honestly, I didn't know that he was part of One Direction. Zayn is the only person from One Direction that I
How did I
know.
know that and you not know that? Oh my gosh.
Because I was not into One Direction.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's
we'll move
wrong?
on. Nothing.
Nothing. I was like,
mean, I
I
love
was
Zayn, though.
panicking because I didn't know who
Pillow
Harry
talk.
Styles is. I was like, I don't know. I looked at her.
Harry
I'm like,
Styles is the guy that was wearing the dress on Vanity Fair.
Yeah,
On
isn't
the-
he bisexual now?
Is he?
I don't know.
I think he just. Yeah,
Oh.
is it even that? I feel like he just wants to be able to wear dresses.
My kids say that he's gender neutral.
Gender neutral. I mean, whatever. I don't care.
There's phrases for it. They
Wasn't
teach
he?
me.
Wasn't he like dating Taylor Swift at one point?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think he
That was
dates
beautiful,
women.
actually. Yeah.
Yeah. I think he
Ugh.
dates
I feel so left out of my own show because I have
She
no
looked
idea what
great
you guys
at
are
the
talking about.
Grammys. That
Yeah.
dress is phenomenal.
Huh?
Somehow WAP, however you pronounce it, came up when I was at my parents' house, and me and my sister and my mom were talking about it. And my
When did you
mom-
learn about it first? Like, what year was it?
Oh God!
I
When
first
when
learned about it
first-
in 2019.
Was it out in
No,
2019?
no, 2018. 2018.
This is a new
Wow, you learned about WAP before
What?
Cardi B wrote it.
No, this is a new phrase.
He knows all about WAP because he's a talented tunnel linguist.
You got
Zing!
me.
No, because it came out kind of right at the beginning of COVID. I will just say one thing that really COVID has ruined dancing to WAP and Rain on Me
Oh, that
in the
WAP.
club.
Okay.
What WAP did you think we was talking
Okay,
about?
yeah, I was like
Wet ass
work-
pussy, Cardi B.
No, work adventure park. No, it's okay.
Work Adventure Park. We'll come back to that later.
It's
My-
like a work theme.
Yeah, no.
Theme park.
Me, my mom, and my sister were talking about wet ass pussy. We were not talking about Work Adventure Park. My mom is a domestic engineer. If you get my, do you know what that
Domestic
means?
engineer, housewife.
Yes.
I got
Right?
that one. I got that one.
Um,
I'm like killing
anyway,
it.
so we were talking about it, and my mom did the
5
whole
minutes,
like,
5
oh my God, like why is WAP okay, but Dr. Seuss is being canceled, which was interesting because my mom's not conservative. She's liberal, but she's like, why is this okay, but not that? And my sister and I are like, feminist. It's fine for her to talk about WAP because it's her saying it instead of other men talking about taking advantage of her wet ass pussy, blah, 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 blah. So we got into this whole thing, and then I'm like, oh my God, have you heard the song 3435 by Ariana Grande? It's like one of my favorite songs. And I was like, my sister's looking at me with a blank face. I'm like, what's 34 plus 35? And my mom is like, my mom goes, 70. And my sister goes, oh, it's 69. I'm like, yes. And my mom's like, oh, it is 69. And my sister and I looked at her and we were like, Mom, do you know what 69 is? And she just was like, yes, I know what 69 is. And my sister was like, well, Mom, you did ask me when we watched Bridgerton if I knew what pulling out was. Okay. I haven't watched Bridgerton yet. Apparently there's a scene where he pulls out, and my mom and my sister were watching it. And he pulls out, and I guess my mom looked at my sister and was like, do you know what he's doing? And she's like, yes, Mom. And it's not the most effective method of birth control. Which is why you were pregnant at 21 in college with her. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. But
Wait, how old is your sister?
Sarah she'll be 35 this year.
Oh, okay.
In September, and my parents just had their 35th wedding anniversary in March, which is 6 months apart. in case
Nice.
anyone
Congrats.
I know, my parents are going to be so mad at me if they watch this.
What? She's like, I don't give a fuck.
It was 35 years ago. At this point, who cares? They've been married a long time, and they still like each other. And
That's the crazy
they've
part.
built 3 houses and raised 4 children and still like each other after 35 years. That's a lot. Anyways.
How we doing on the chronology? Chronology, 3 minutes? Okay, thank you.
What other last minute topics shall we discuss?
Well, actually, I was going to say, if you guys have any closing statements, since you were the featured show, I'll let you go second.
Yeah, because like, what do I have to? I wasn't prepared. With
I said,
any
since you were the
closing
featured
statement.
show, I'll let you go second.
I know, but I'm trying to prepare.
I said,
Okay, fine. Go on, Leslie.
I'm just kidding.
Since Leslie interrupted the show. No, I'm just kidding.
She gets to go
You
first.
were not interrupting.
Yes. So you all should listen to Lauren Polli. She's very funny.
Thank
She's
you.
very witty. I've seen her stand up many times at the Dirty Bowl, at Goodnight's Comedy Club. She should have been in the top 3, but she
You're
was
kind.
probably voted to number 4. Probably because she did the rock on wrong. It was more like this. She should have ended like with her butt. Like if you would have ended that.
We'll
way,
work on that.
The technique was
We'll
out
work
of
on
place.
that.
Yeah.
But that's kind of just like my closing statement. Like, follow
Thank you.
at Lauren Polli. Is that your?
Yep,
Instagram?
at Lauren Polly on Instagram. You're sweet. Thank you, Leslie.
Stop fucking up that joke, Lauren. No, I'm just kidding.
Which joke? Are we always fucking up jokes as comics?
Okay, now it's your turn.
My turn. Follow me at Lauren Polly on Instagram. What? That's a wet ass pussy. No, I don't know. Thank you for inviting me to be here, Leslie.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you were able to join us.
That was so fun. Dude. You just showed up.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Well,
My-
you invited me, but okay.
My favorite quote is by
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
one of my favorite quotes is by
Sorry.
Madonna. It's sometimes you have to be a bitch to get things done, and ladies, don't be afraid to do that. And then
Ladies, get shit done.
Wait,
we fucking do.
what's your favorite Madonna song? Now we
Oh my God. I don't know what my favorite one is. I love all of her songs. I actually wrote a paper about her in college about how
American
she
Pie.
revolutionized.
American Pie is a good song. Sorry, that's a good song.
That's Don McLean.
Like a Prayer might be one of my favorite Madonna songs.
Oh, that's a good one. Ray of Light.
Oh, American Pie is not a Madonna song.
It is. It's just like,
I don't know it.
that's not
She
like,
covered it.
Yeah.
that's not like Madonna. I wrote a paper about how she revolutionized music in the 80s as a
Oh
woman.
yeah.
And because she really pushed the boundaries. So the Like a Prayer music video, she's like scantily clad in lace and pearls and leather and just, I don't know if she's leather on, but she's like rolling around in a church and basically making love to a black man. And it's very,
Nice.
it's very edgy for the 80s. And she really pushed the envelope on what's okay for women to do.
Nice.
She's the OG WAP.
Wow, Madonna's the OG WAP.
I mean, that's my analysis.
She's the original wet ass pussy.
Yeah. And then it was her making out with Britney Spears on stage, and then it was Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion humping each other at the Grammys.
Are we
last
done?
Week.
Oh, we have to wrap it up, huh? Okay. Anyway, thanks for coming.
Cheers to the empty
Ladies.
glasses.
Cheers.
Thanks, Samira.
Cheers.